Welcome to the Kingfish Company based in the Netherlands in the province Zeeland. Kingfish Zeeland taps into the pristine marine estuary water of the Eastern Scheldt, a Natura 2000 nature reserve, to deliver a healthy, antibiotic-free premium delicacy, the Dutch yellowtail. Not to be confused with the tuna, Dutch yellowtail is also known as hiramasa, kingfish, or its Latin name, Seriola lalandi. Come with us as we show you around the farm and explain how we raise some of the most sustainable fish in the world. It all starts with an egg.
To produce eggs, we have our own broodstock on site, and our broodstock are selected from the best producing fish within production. Those animals are genetically selected and moved back into the hatchery each generation. The great thing about kingfish, if you work in the hatchery, it's a really fast process. So it only takes 40 days to turn an egg into a small fish, but it's also extremely susceptible to various factors. You can have extremely good runs, but you can also have less good runs. And that makes the work incredibly challenging. It's not always as you want it to. We know we can make good amounts of fish, but because you never know exactly what will happen, it makes it really nice. To get the broodstock of kingfish to spawn, we play with the light and we play with the water temperature to trick the fish into thinking that it's becoming summer. In other fish species, it's well known to use hormones. With kingfish, we do not have to. They just produce the eggs as they want if we raise the temperature. They can produce eggs for 4 or 5 months, one group, and after that, the next group starts. So we can have them spawn out of season as well. When it's actually winter outside, the fish think it's summer and they produce eggs anyway. From our broodstock, we bring our eggs into the hatchery where they're incubated, and it takes them 3 days to hatch. Small eggs look a bit like this. After 3 days, the eggs have hatched and we get small larvae. These larvae still need to develop their eyes and their mouth before they can start feeding, so the larvae remain in a conical like this another 3 days. Once they've hatched, we transfer them into the tanks. These are the tiny larvae. When our larvae are 4 days old, we have to start feeding them. And they can't eat dry food yet, so we give them zooplankton, and the sprinkler system is putting that zooplankton into the tank. As our fish grow older, we can transfer them from feeding live zooplankton to feeding of dry food. Once the fish are feeding on dry feed, we start grading them.
When our fish are about 45 days old, they graduate from the hatchery to the nursery. It is in the nursery that these fingerlings grow to 15 grams.
The nursery is a critical stage in the life cycle of our yellowtail kingfish. At around 0.2 to 0.3 grams, these fish are introduced into our nurseries here at Kingfish Zeeland. At this stage, these fish are growing at an extremely fast rate, and this requires top-notch management. The nursery provides us with the opportunity to grade, sort, and select these fish, ensuring optimal environmental conditions are met to achieve the best possible growth and performance. Attention to minor details at this stage is essential, and our team is extremely good at recognizing small behavioral changes in these fish. This gives us a great quality control point in which we can ensure we are producing and selecting the best quality fish moving forward. In the nursery, it is all hands on deck to make sure that we give our fish the best possible kickstart moving forward into our production phases. In our nurseries, we have a 2-stage nursery. We have System A and System B. At System A, our fish come in around 0.2, 0.3 grams, and we take them to around 1 gram. Then from that, they move down to the next stage, where we take them from 1 gram to around 15 grams before we introduce them into our production phases. These fish in this tank actually came in around last week, so they've been here a couple days, and if you look at their reaction in terms of feeding It's very different it's more aggressive, and they're really aggressive on the feed. But when they get a bit older and ready to move out, you'll see the reaction completely change. And for example, if we take a look at this tank here, these fish are actually going to be sorted today and graded, and they'll move down to the next stage. And if you look at the way you feed them and the way they react to the feeding, it's almost like a little shimmer on the water. And that's kind of what you're looking for at this stage. So it's a very different reaction that you're starting to see from when the first fish actually arrive.
From the nursery, the fish are moved to grow out. Here, they are cared for in optimal conditions, monitored 24/7 by the grow-out team.
So in this facility there's about 15,000 fish per tank. So in total there's about more than 250,000 fish swimming here. Weights of the fish are from 600-700 grams to 3 kilo plus. For me personally as a farmer, yellowtail kingfish is a very interesting fish species to work with, and I think they're very suitable to grow in recirculation aquaculture systems. They are very aware of their environment. They're actually very curious as well, so they know which farmer is coming by that sometimes gives the extra feed. Now that's a joke, but they really notice what's going on around them, and I think that's what makes them unique as a fish to grow. Very rewarding as a farmer to see them thrive in the systems. When you look into this tank, there's fish of about 2.3 kilo. They're only about 10 months old. Yeah, they're growing really well. It's great to see how eager the fish are to the food, and they seem to be very happy in their new home. They're only swimming here for just 1.5 months yet, but they do excellent. We couldn't be happier with the performance of the fish in here.
Next, we'll head over to the pump house, where we filter the water from the Eastern Scheldt, in which we raise our fish.
So when the water is coming in from the Eastern Scheldt, we first put it through a separator. It's a big mass filtration system to get out the big particles out of the seawater. After the separation, the next step, we are moving to the drum filter, where we are filtering the water to a 30 micron screen. And after the step of the drum filter, it's going to the glass filters. There we're taking out the really small particles in the water. Then the water is stored in two big buffers, one for the hatchery side and one for production side. The water is pumped to the farm through an UV light, so that any bacteria or really small organisms that are still in the water are be killed with this UV light to make sure that we have an excellent water quality for our fish.
So what exactly is RAS, and what makes it sustainable? Let's go back to Bram to find out.
So the basics of a recirculation system consist out of mechanical filtration, biofiltration and degassing. So the mechanical filtration is basically taking out the feces of the fish. The biofiltration is converting the ammonia that the fish are producing because of their growth, and the degassing is required to strip out the CO2 that the fish are producing. So one of the other benefits of a recirculation system is that we don't need a lot of water to keep the systems running. It means we also don't discharge a big volume, and therefore it doesn't have much impact on the Eastern Scheldt.
Our water quality is rigorously tested on a daily basis to make sure it is the best it can be. Giddy explains why.
Hello, I'm Gideon. I'm the quality control technician. The fish produce a lot of bioorganic waste in their lifetime. I am monitoring if our systems process and filter this efficiently. This way, we can recirculate a lot of water and keep the farm conditions healthy. I also test our wastewater to see if we don't purge water that will surpass the limit of our permits. We send a part of the water back out because even though we reuse a lot of our water, we still need fresh water to maintain a healthy environment in our systems. Therefore, some of our recirculated water will be purged.
The relentless pursuit of perfection is the foundation of Kingfish. Testing, research, and innovation are critical to our company. Thomas, R&D manager, shares how we do it.
So we're here at System 0, it's called. That's one of the two designated research and development systems we have here on site. As a company, we work together with several large feed manufacturers, and our goal is to speed up the development of a RAS-specific diet for yellowtail kingfish. The red line throughout all the feed trials that we have been doing the last 2 years is reduction of traditional marine ingredients, think of fish meal and fish oil, replacing it by for example, plant alternatives. The purpose of research and development is drive innovation. Innovation to enhance the sustainable production of a good quality product, high quality product with minimal impact on the environment. All research and development topics in one way or the other, they help the company to achieve these goals. Most of these research topics we work together with educational institutions. So we offer training to students in the form of an internship. As R&D department, we work together with all departments within the company, and this gives us the opportunity to delve into topics related to the whole life cycle of our fish, as well as the technology surrounding the whole production process. So working together with the hatchery, working together with grow-outs, processing, quality and sustainability, it gives us the chance to get to know the challenges everybody has and the goals. And this gives us a holistic view of all operations, and also gives us a great sense of teamwork.
As a sustainable seafood company, we care about the health and welfare of our fish, as well as the health of our environment. Vincent explains how these go hand in hand.
Everything we do at Kingfish Zeeland, we do sustainably.
Our method of farming protects the sea from overfishing and bycatch, while at the same time conserving precious freshwater through the seawater filtration and circulation process. Between solar, wind, and biogas, we rely on green energy and heat exchangers to run our farms sustainably. Heat exchangers store heat and cold, which is later used in the system via heat pump, while our windmill produces certified green electricity that goes directly to the grid. Above all else is the welfare of our animals. The 24/7 monitoring of our fish and optimization of their conditions is our top priority. A healthy fish is a happy fish. We sell Dutch yellowtail all across Europe and North America. How do we make sure our fish meets premium quality standards?
At Kingfish Zeeland we are ASC, BAP, Friend of the Sea and BRC Food Safety certified. For this we have annual audits where one auditor or sometimes multiple come on site to check how we work. We take them on a tour and they check our documentations, by which we can answer all the questions that they might have. At Kingfish we cover the quality from our fish from egg to plate, which means that I am involved in the hatchery, the grow out and also the processing plants. My work involves certifications, the food safety program at the farm and the processing plants, also product quality checks such as a taste panel and some additional tasks such as the animal welfare rounds.
Kingfish Zeeland would be nothing without the team of dedicated biologists, technicians, farmers, and specialists. It's they who care for the fish and take the company to new heights. The Kingfish Company is on a mission to promote sustainable aquaculture, offering responsible choices to the consumer and growing awareness and care for the planet and people. It is our purpose to produce a fish like no other, the perfect sustainable choice. From Kingfish Zeeland, our fish reaches the hands of the world's top chefs. Dutch yellowtail is versatile and delicious, inspiring culinary masterpieces from ceviche to sashimi to prepared kama and baked whole fish. Grilled, pan-fried, or raw, you can trust that any Dutch yellowtail dish will be delicious. Thank you for joining us on the Kingfish Zeeland Farm Tour. We hope you learned a lot from egg to plate. The future of fish is here.